Good afternoon. I'm John Adams. I'm a community coach with Positive People, working for Plus. The Positive People programme is a programme that's funded by the European Union and is funded by the National Lottery, so the European Union Social Fund. And basically it's an employment programme that the end goal is hopefully to get people in employment. However, we recognise that people are coming from very challenging, very difficult backgrounds and personal circumstances. So they may be some way from that final point. So we recognise mental health and well-being is a huge issue. So we've got a whole range of services and we have access to specialist providers who can support people to feel better about themselves, far more confident about themselves, to enable them to become job ready or achieve their personal goals. So that's what Positive People is basically about. So why is Positive People important today particularly? Well, we've come out of 2 years of a pandemic and all the challenges around the pandemic, isolation, all that kind of stuff, where people's confidence has been really knocked. We're now sadly going into a cost of living crisis, where again people are being really challenged about how they can get about their ordinary lives. So now more than ever, people need support, whether it be mental health or well-being or access to computers, digital capability, technology, that sort of thing. We offer a whole host of things that can assist people in improving their lives and achieving their goals ultimately.
My name is Mark Bridgman. My role is Associate Director at Devon Partnership Trust, NHS Trust, and we are the main state provider of mental health services in Devon. I'm working with many other people on a new project in the NHS called the Mental Health Framework, Community Framework for Mental Health. And that means organisations, including the NHS and voluntary organisations like Plus, working together much more closely to provide support for people with mental health problems and their families. So my father was quite unwell for various reasons, but he had a very traumatic time in the war. My elder brother has been unwell with bipolar disorder for most of his life and has never worked. I myself have been hospitalized 4 times in my life, and my son has also had some problems with anxiety. So if you like, surrounded by it, but now I'm fully recovered. I manage my own health and well-being, and hopefully I do things to help others manage their own well-being as well. I'm interested in meeting other people who've been involved with peer support. So we've developed peer support within the NHS, and we have over 40 peer support workers. But I'm interested in seeing what the experience is in the voluntary sector. And I'm interested in making new contacts and new friends and learning different ways of how we can address this massively important issue.
I'm Julie Thompson. Here today I did the power of positive thinking talk. I work with Positive People. I'm one of their partners who delivers different programs. So I do inspirational workshops and one-to-ones with people. So yeah, it's been amazing being here today to do this talk. it's the fabric of everything. From a thought comes everything else. From a thought comes how we feel about something. How we feel about something directly drives how we behave, how we act, what we see, what we don't see, which directly links to our experience of life. So it's a full circle. So it is absolutely the fabric of everything else.
My name's Erin, and I've been involved with Plus Opportunities team, been under them for one-to-one support a number of years ago, and also attended the peer support group pre-pandemic in Newton Abbot.
Okay, so my name's Chris. I am with the CTEC Plus Opportunities team, and that's under the mental health umbrella.
Having a place where you can just go and be yourself, it's difficult sometimes, I think, with family and friends sometimes for the understanding. I think things have improved as well in society with mental health, but just having that common understanding, it just makes you feel that you're not alone, and makes you feel as well that I was being heard.
Yeah, to be honest, Plus, everything about Plus, the involvement we've had, and the engagement has been really, really helpful. There's been a lot of support, signposting, guidance, and some good groups. So yeah, it's been vital to me. It's been the most crucial support I've had during the last year and a bit, really.
That was
lovely.
Was amazing. I really enjoyed that.
Can I just say, it's not often we get somebody on camera going, thanks to the cameraman too.
Yeah, Joe did a great job. I loved the shots at the beginning. They took the cake for me. Or took the sandwiches. The sandwiches looked amazing.
It looked amazing, and so wonderful to hear from John, Mark and Julie, as well as Erin and Chris, the participants. We're now joined by Kat and Holly to learn more about the event. Hello.
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 Hi guys. I've got to start off with something. I hear you guys have been having the pleasure of some cake where you are.
Been amazing today, isn't it?
I mean,
We've had fun making cakes and fondant.
You were making cakes and fondant. What was the occasion? What are you celebrating?
It's just peer support.
We had another peer support session today.
It's any excuse for some cake, isn't it?
Exactly.
I'm a little jealous right now.
I know. Why don't we have cake? We should get
I will
cake.
trade you one aircon system for some cake. How
That's
does
a
that
huge.
sound?
It's not happening.
Look, it was worth a punt. Now, look, both of you, thank you very much for coming on the show. Really appreciate you taking the time to come and chat with us. Holly, can I start with you? What was the motivation and intention for this amazing event?
So it's something that me and Kat has wanted to put on for kind of a good amount of time, and it was essentially a celebration of our peer support and our love and our passion of peer support. It was to kind of bring together our support sessions as well as some of the partners, kind of community areas as well. I'm losing my words. I do apologise.
Oh, you're fine.
Don't worry about it.
I'm calling it COVID rain. I've just kind of recovered, so I'm calling it COVID rain.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
So yeah, it was for us to kind of share our passion and our kind of peer support groups, really, and to celebrate our community investments as well. So we do a lot of work with kind of community areas and some of the other companies in there. So it was kind of to bring them together to get them involved in one of our sessions as well. Because if we do anything, we normally go to them and we get involved in what they do. So it was nice for them to kind of come and get involved in actually what we do as well. And it was nice just for our participants just to have a really nice time, really.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, and it looked amazing. It looked like there was a real, it looked like a safe space, didn't it? Everyone was laughing.
Yeah.
Everyone felt like I think they could share and things. So you mentioned that you have a passion for it. What makes you feel passionate about peer support?
It's quite literally the support. So it's seeing people that might be struggling with anxiety, they might be struggling actually meeting people. You know, we kind of see them one-on-one as well, and some of the things they kind of say to us, it's amazing seeing them come out of that kind of shell, and being able to support each other and to support kind of each other's recovery and each other's integration kind of within the social side of things. I think that's the biggest part, and to see people's smiles on their faces as they kind of leave the sessions is just the most wonderful thing.
I can imagine that's really heartwarming to see, really. Kat, could I come over to you and ask, what's the benefits of peer support?
There's just so many benefits of peer support. So we work very closely with the 5 Ways to Wellbeing, which is your activity, your connectivity, learning, giving, and noticing what's going on around you. So within that, they're some of the self-explanatory benefits. It's just noticing your environment, the connectivity that you receive by being, you know, a participant within peer support, meeting new people, connecting not just with others but with yourself as well. So it can help to have a better understanding of your own processes, you know, the way that you are within society as well, and just boosting confidence, boosting mental health. And then obviously with mental health, if you're increasing your mental health and increasing your connectivity with other people, that has longer lasting benefits in terms of longevity and, you know, so many benefits.
So for those who maybe might be a bit cloudy on what peer support really, really is, could you just define in maybe a couple sentences what is peer support?
Yeah, so peer support is basically people coming together. So it's a group of, it can be done on one-to-one, but it's usually a group of 3 or more people coming together to support each other, and people with shared experiences. So different peer support groups might focus on different things, but it's generally people with a shared commonality coming together to support each other, really.
Really nice. I really like this. Holly, can I come back to you? Actually, what's the benefit of joining other provisions for peer support?
It's super fun. So that's a big thing. It's a really nice way for joining them together for people to meet new people. So I work on the Restart programme and Kat works on the Mental Health Opportunities programme. Normally, the people that kind of come to us wouldn't meet in everyday situations. So being able to provide that platform together for it. It also works really well because Restart being such a new program, we are new in setting up peer support within it, whereas Mental Health Opportunities has been running for a good few years. So by bringing the participants over from the Mental Health Opportunities peer support over into Restart, it gives the new peers encouragement to get involved in the sessions, to build that little bit of confidence, because the people that are coming from Mental Health Opportunities already know what to expect. It is very daunting going into a group situation where you're not too sure what's going to happen. And by having those kind of seasoned peers, I guess, to come over and go, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and that kind of peer support.
Is there always a facilitator there, or is it just like they pick a day and then all together as the group of people who has been decided to be put together, they're all just there, or is there someone who's always facilitating it?
So we always facilitate it. So myself and Kat do the facilitation, and a really easy way of kind of understanding what a facilitator does is we guide the kind of conversation in a way. So we will start it all off. So we'll start kind of a little bit of an icebreaker, get everyone to kind of start talking. And then depending on what the session is, sometimes we'll just go around and have a chat about kind of how our days, weeks and everything has been. And in those sessions, we then encourage the other peers there to support each other through everything, just by understanding and having that empathy for each other, because like Kat said, they all have lived experience. So ours focuses a little bit more on mental health, but there are other ones that kind of do on maternity or different bits and pieces like that. Today we did a great one. So I had some fondant, and they had to make things out of fondant, and then I had some cupcakes, and they had to ice the cupcakes and make some fun things. But we don't always have to do anything like that. And then at the end, the facilitator kind of just a bit of a grounding exercise. So we'll finish on a positive note. So we normally go around and say something that we've really enjoyed, or something that we're proud of over the last kind of week or so.
That's nice. I like that. I always like that sort of ending on a positive and a sort of reflection to sort of see how you may have sort of grown or built on the things you've been doing.
Yeah, and that's good as well, because maybe some people might find it a little bit overwhelming. I think when you talk about mental health quite a lot, or you share something that's quite deep for you to share, or maybe, again, as you said, like some people might have never shared some of the things that they have been.
Now, talking about the actual event again, what other organisations were in attendance on the day and why? Could I ask you that one, Kat, please?
So we had the Devon Partnership Trust there, we had Shekinah there, Eat That Frog, just trying to remember now. We had Healthy Lifestyles there, and I think Young Devon were there as well. So we had quite a few other partnership organisations in attendance. And I guess that for us was to in part show what we can do with peer support. It was also to create connections for us, to network, to kind of just have those discussions which sometimes you don't get the opportunities to have. And it was also it was quite helpful for referrals for our participants, for the peers, so that they could speak to the partnership organisations, because sometimes when we do referrals, it's over a phone. So it's not a case of meeting someone face to face. So this gave a great opportunity to meet face to face.
And how do you feel the event actually went?
I think it went really well. Actually, Holly had COVID that day. So it went really well, but it also had this element of what we kind of challenge within peer support, which is pushing past things that can sometimes go wrong, or pushing past our own boundaries. So when the little things went wrong, like with Holly being poorly, we ended up doing it on a live stream. So it was overcoming that barrier. I don't like public speaking, and I spoke in front of everybody. So I was honest about that. And so the day went well, but it also had that element of almost like a lived experience within it, and a demonstration of how you can overcome challenges yourself. So, yeah. And obviously the surroundings. Oh, I said obviously the surroundings were beautiful as well. So it made it a great day.
Amazing. So when you've kind of come together within your sort of collecting all of your mental health resources and the techniques that you've kind of gone for, what's your process within that? What made you decide to do things the way that you have?
I think for us, it was very much, we wanted to encompass everybody at different stages within their journey. So chair yoga, obviously you can sit down. So it was nice and easy to do a gentle exercise, which also then again goes back to the 5 ways of well-being and having activity. We wanted to do something that was quite mindful. So again, working with the 5 ways of well-being, bringing in that kind of mindful activity with the body scan. And then for people who are slightly further along their journey, to have that motivational talk was really beneficial. So there was a lot of thought in behind what we did. It showcased kind of how the different contracts work as well. So we all have a slightly different group of people on our contracts. So mine was more mental health related, some were more physical, and some were like the next stage on kind of thing, moving more towards employment and motivating around that. So yeah, it just kind of ticked all the boxes for all the contracts, and also just it encompassed everybody, which is what we really wanted to do.
Fantastic. Look, it's from the video to interviewing you guys. It sounded and looks like it's been a lovely event, and everything that you guys are doing, absolutely bang on. I love this kind of this peer support that you can get with people. It really does unlock doors. It breaks down boundaries, and it makes people feel more comfortable. I want to just say a big thank you to you both for coming on the show today, taking the time to talk to us, and a big thank you to you and your amazing teams for putting on such an inspiring event. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you both very much, guys.